Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning to everyone. So for today's lesson, we start with recitation of doa first. Baca Rabbi Shrah li, masa sendiri and Alam Nashrah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi Shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alam nashrah laka sadrah wa wada'na anka wisrah allazi anqadha zahrah wa rafa'na laka zikrah fa inna ma'al usri yusra inna ma'al usri yusra fa iza faragta fansab wa ila rabbika farghab. Sadaqallahul azim. Now, make sure you prepare your drawing because your drawing plan, your paper and pencil, because later on I'm gonna ask you to take picture of it and you're gonna put it on the screen. Arah chat submission. Nada markah dulu for today. All right, let us start our lesson. Let me share my screen. Now, last time I've shown you this iceberg, which shows you the exam. And I told you guys that out of the 100%, it is going to be broken down into 30% during year 7, another 30% during year 8, and the rest of the 40% will be from your SPE. However, I haven't explained to you about the breakdown of your exam paper. So your exam paper will be similar for SPE, for mid-year, for end of year, for mock exam. Even your test could have some similarities as well, so you'll be trained early. So your SPE paper is going to be divided into 2 sections. I think there are some similarities with your PSR, but the level of difficulty is quite different. So SPE has section A and section B. So in section A, you will have 40 marks. So 40 multiple choice question. So where you have to make a choice between A, B, C, and D. In order for you to get grade A or grade B, you need to get 30 out of 40 minimum. But most of the time, students struggle to get the 30 marks. So if you want to do well, you need to practice a lot. And I also have prepared a digital version for you to practice in the future. The second part of your paper will be section B. The first part is fill in the blank, where you will get 5 marks. You have to select the correct word in order to complete the sentence. That one is followed by another breakdown, 5 marks of true or false, where you have to determine whether the information is accurate or incorrect, whether it's right or wrong. So far, 40 plus 5 is 50. So if you want to do well, these 5 marks, you need to get it full marks. So fill in the blank, sometimes students score 4 to 5 marks, so alhamdulillah. But for true or false, at most students score 3 to 4 marks, usually 2 or 3 marks lah. So don't be careless and try to score this one, because the last part of section B, which is this one, is the structured question is difficult. It's worth 50 marks. So for the 50 marks, it's usually divided in this one. So 2 questions will be from year 7. So out of the 8 topic, 2 topic will be here. 2 questions will be from year 8 question, year 8 level. And there will be 1 graph question and drawing question. So graph or drawing is usually worth 10 marks. So you need to be good at it as well. Because if not, sayang. Because you can score full marks for graph and drawing. Now for this year 7 and year 8 question, it will be divided into calculation and structure question lah. So I'm going to show you the sample of the exam paper. So this is the cover page. I'm not sure if it's any difference with PSR. So you will have your subject code, Science 213. You have to fill in your name, your class, and your school. And the exam paper will always be 2 hours for science. Regardless whether it's mid-year exam or end of year exam, your science paper will always be 2 hours, and it will be 100% divided into section A and section B. So the first part is MCQ. So it will be something like this. So each question or statement is followed by 4 suggested answer A, B, C, or D, and you have to make the correct choice. So if you're careful where you find the keywords, you can get full mark here. The last time that students get 40 out of 40 was, I think, 5 years ago. So it's not impossible to get that. It's just that it's difficult. Last year, the highest was 38, so close to 40. To that, you have fill in the blank question like this one. In SPE, you will be given the choices on top. These choices will be given, but in your mid-year exam, end of year exam and test, I will not give you this one so that you will remember all the important point to practice. If this one is given, it will be too easy for you. Then you have the true or false. True or false are easy. And it's easy to get it wrong as well, because when you read it very quickly, you can become careless. Sometimes the first part of the statement is correct, the second part is wrong, which make the whole thing wrong. So you have to read it properly. Okay. Next one, the difficult part is calculation. If you are good at maths, there will be no problem. However, if you struggle with maths, if you're not good with numbers like me, then this part is the one where students lose mark. There are about 5 topics where there's calculation. So you have to practice a lot in order to secure good marks for it. This is the type of graph question. Sometimes you have to draw. You will be given all the data, all the number, and you have to draw the graph here. Or sometimes you are given a graph, and you have to understand the data to answer the question. And last but not least, there is drawing like this one. So sometimes you're given just random diagram like this one, a plant, and then you have to do a scientific drawing, they say. So scientific drawing and normal drawing are not the same. So you have to know the rules of how to do scientific drawing before you start drawing. Now, starting February, inshallah, you're going to conduct scientific investigation. So it will last from February until November. There will be time allocated for you to do this investigation. So is it observation and experiment only when we study science? Of course not. This one is the simplification of it. So when we say observation, we meant this. So this video I will share to you after this so you can watch it. If I play it right now, it will be laggy as well. But breakdown is like this. Scientific method involves a series of steps to solve problem. When you observe, for example, when the COVID-19 first hit the world, you start to ask questions. That's number one. Where does this virus come from? How does it come to this world? Is it dangerous? What is it made of? Where does it come from? So when you ask all these questions, you start to think and propose hypotheses. Maybe this virus is evolved from normal flu. Maybe it come from Ebola. Maybe it come from bird flu. Maybe it come from animals. Or maybe it just sent by God. There are many hypotheses that come to this world. And then in order to prove your hypothesis mean what do they think is the answer. They have to plan an experiment. Okay, maybe I need to study does this virus contain? How does the virus travel? What is the shape of the virus? Where is the origin of this virus? And after they plan all those experiments, they will conduct the experiment. Okay, they put the virus into microscope, they study the body of the virus, and then they start to understand that these virus come from animals. And the animal that they found to be carrying this virus is bats. And that's how they identified that the COVID-19 virus is from bats. And after that, from the bats, they study these bats can only be found to one specific part of the world, which is located in China. And that part of the world in China is Wuhan. If the bats can be found in other different places as well, then they will not pinpoint it to that place. Okay, so they process the data. And after they process the data, they conclude, okay, this virus can travel through air and it can infect person very quickly. So we need to wear face masks. This virus cannot last long with sanitizer. So you need to wear sanitizer. This virus, apa lagi? Hmm, this virus can travel very fast and so on. Lah, and then you share this data. So when they share this data, other scientists from different part of the world also try to figure out how to solve this problem. And the latest one is COVID-19, the virus Omicron. Many people think it comes from Africa, but they were misinformed. The virus was found by scientists in Africa. So they found that this virus is slightly different than the normal Delta or the previous version. And they realized that this virus travel faster. However, it's not as severe. So every time they do experiment to know whether the virus is deadly, what organ they infect, do they damage the lungs, do they damage the other organ, they will always share their data and other scientists will try to figure it out. And when they figure out, they will try to find the solution. For example, how to stop the virus. Do we use vaccination? Do we have to do lockdown? Do we have to become endemic? So all this question comes out after they finish their scientific investigation. So it's not a simple process. So throughout these 2 years, scientists has been going up and down to find the answer. So the scientific investigation that you're going to do will be slightly different. You're going to study 5 or 6 different sample, and you're going to do experiment when you're back in school. So the experiment part will be in second term. Okay, the first part will be collecting data and sample. Now, your homework is to read page 29 and 30. So make sure you get your textbook. Your textbook. Year 7 textbook. And go to page 29 and 30. And it says here, page 29 and 28, 29, 30, scientific investigation. So you have to read all of this. As a scientist, you need to learn how to do scientific investigation. And as a scientist, you have to read as well. If you expect to learn everything just from your teacher, it will not work. So make sure you read this as your homework. I'll be asking question on this one nanti. So make sure you read on that one, okay? Now,
George, what
yep,
page is that?
28, 29, 30. So page 28 until 30. Okay. Now, I want all of you to open your camera, and the next part we're gonna do is scientific drawing, where you're gonna draw. And dapat buka kamera so payah jo. Karang saja. So when you do scientific drawing, you need to use pencil. So if you have pen next to you, jangan pakai. We only use pencil. Let's say the science question is now you must draw this and it's worth 10 marks. And you use pen, 0 marks immediately. So pencil is very important. Second mark, no broken or double lines. Karang I will explain. Third one, no shading or coloring. So when we draw, we don't use colored, we just use pencil, and no shading because this is not art. And number 4, correct proportion. Correct proportion means the sizing is correct. And number 5, keep it simple. So in scientific drawing, we don't want it to be complicated. We want it to be simple but accurate. Okay, let me show you an example of scientific drawing. Let us draw my face. So let me open the whiteboard. So you guys can see my face. It's handsome. So let's try to draw it. Coba ambil screenshot gambar sekejap pak. Sesenyum. Okay. Clicking, tunggu sekejap. Semua ada kah? 24 hari yang absent. Okay, let's wait. Clicking sikit. Okay, so this is a whiteboard and I'm gonna paste my picture there. Boleh lah, handsome je lah. So, first one, you need to use pencil only. And when you draw, I said, no broken line or double line. So, if kamu lihat muasa sana, bulat kan? So, when you draw it, you must draw it. Sekejap, kacau. Okay, pensilnya damit sikit. Okay, so you must draw in one smooth line, nah, like that. No, so no broken line whatsoever. When it says broken line, it means you draw it like this. To the broken, there are space like that. So when that happened, -1 mark, -1 mark. So broken line again, -1 mark. So there should be no broken line. It must be smooth like that. And second one, when you draw, don't do this double line. So we don't want to see double line. So we want a correct representation of it. Okay, so every time we see this broken double line, we minus mark again. After that, it says no shading. Let's see, let's draw my eyes there. So my eyes, like that. So my eyes to broken line, there should be no broken line. So when you draw scientific drawing, even though the color of my eyes there is black, we just leave it. You don't have to shade it like that. If you shade it like that, -1 mark again. Okay, so all you need to do is label it as black if you want to tell about the color. And number 4, it says correct proportion. So correct proportion, if you look at my eyes there, and let's compare the nose. And lepas tu, kamu lukis hidungnya dah macam mana ni. Sedangkan di sini besar. And then kamu lukis mulutnya like that. So that is not correct proportion. Correct proportion means it must be similar. So if the eyes is like that, then the mouth should be bigger as well, about the same size. So sama macam tu. I'm not good at drawing, that's why I don't take art and I took science instead. Okay, so don't judge me on this one. And the nose should also be bigger. So this is what we call as proportion. Now, if you want to measure the size of your eyes and your nose is actually the same. Kalau kamu sukat pakai jari, sama tu. And the size of your mouth and the size of your nose is also the same. So this is also proportional to one another. Okay, so that is scientific drawing. No broken line, no shading, correct proportion, and so on. Okay. Ada soalan so far? Nada, kalau nada, we're gonna start drawing. Yes.
For the SP paper, is there
What?
SP paper? Each subject, is it different SP paper?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, like for the SPE, is it only science or other?
So basically, SPE is the name of the exam. Like last time, you have PSR, and PSR have 6 subjects. So SPE have 9 subjects.
Okay.
Okay. For the detail of your exam paper, you can ask your respective subject teacher because it's going to be different from one another. So I only know about science. Beautiful art. Oh, thank you. So sweet. All right. Now, in your paper, what I want you to do first, let's say you have, okay, I'm still sharing my screen. Let's say you have A4 paper like this one. I want you to divide it into like this. Yeah. Enough for 9, at least lah. Enough for 9. Yeah. Lazim. Astaghfirullah. Takkan saya kali. Okay. So make sure you have a space for 9 drawing, because you're gonna try to draw 9 apparatus after this. And I want you to write down the name first. So the first one, namanya tulis arah paper kamu, bagi space dulu cuma ni. After that, write down the name one by one. So the first one is like this one. Yeah. Oh my goodness me. Apaan tu? Okay, done. Okay, number one. Okay, I give up. So number one is test tube. So don't draw it yet. And no need to write this down. I just want you to write down the label on the paper test tube. So you can write down number one, test tube. After this baru tani lukis.
Macam lipat. Okay.
Yep. So I think it's better for me to using Microsoft Word so that you don't get confused. Don't draw anything yet. I just want you to label. I'll show you how to do it. Insert table 3 table. So first one, number one, test tube. Later on, you have to take picture of this and send to me. Then number two, boiling tube. Just do this one as well. So later on, I can show you. Not just the drawing, I'll show you the real one as well. Number three is sepun ingat sudah. 3 after test tube. Number 3 is beaker. So write this down. Test tube, boiling tube, beaker. Then number 4. Number 4, measuring cylinder. Number 5, conical flask. So just write down all the labeling first. And number 6 is glass rod. Number 7. So make sure ada space Sini masih ada space ni. Ini limitkan sikit lah supaya you can see everything. So number 7 is filter funnel. Number 8 is conical flask, glass rod, filter funnel. Number 8 is evaporating dish. Number pot stand, wire gauze. Okay, so you draw this one, write down all of this. After you're done, please do this one so that we can proceed. Do it like this, like it means you're done. Okay. So tunggu. I'll give you 2 minutes to complete that one before we continue. And for the scientific investigation video, I'm gonna put it arah kamu punya sini saja because you have to watch video. So I'll put this. That's my face. So I'm gonna share the scientific video. You can watch later at your own time to prevent lagging. Watch this to understand scientific investigation. And also a gentle reminder assignment. So far, I've checked that 14 students have submitted for my science. So due 31st January, right now is 28. So there is still time, which is Monday. So try to complete it. So there is only, I think, 4 questions now. So make sure you complete this one. Alah, bah. Yang penting siapkanlah satu linking. Okay. Alright. Everyone done with this one? The labeling? Sudah?
Not yet. No, not yet.
Okay, sure. Take your time. Sambil barang dulu.
Do we have to give space to draw?
Apa?
Do we have to give space to draw?
Yes. Just a small drawing. So if you have A4 paper, it will be something like this, bagi space sikit-sikit.
Okay.
Teacher, do we use pencil or pen?
Astaghfirullahaladzim. Allah Akbar. Yes, something like this.
It's kinda.
Sudah?
No.
Are you ready? Okay.
Oh, I'm not done yet.
Okay, I'll wait. Mana thumbs up. So you just go to your teams and here and thumbs up like. So last time this one is used to raise hand. It's also same for thumbs up. For like. Nah, kalau nggak ada apa-apa. Kalau apa yang ada? What do you have? Ane, tepuk tangan.
I think use website because I can't. I only can see raise up hand. There's
Only
no
raise hand. Okay, it's okay.
Website.
Okay. So but is everyone done? Can we start drawing now?
No, I'm not done.
Yes.
Okay,
I'm done.
I'll give you another 1 minute. I will count 60 to 1, then we start. 60, 59, 58.
Teacher, I'm
57.
serious. I'm not done with the words yet.
Wah nih nampaknya. Sorry. 57, 56, 55, 55. 51, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 20, 19, 18, 16, 15, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone ready?
No, I'm still not done.
Okay, sabar.
Ready.
Pada hari Jumaat ini, sabar itu adalah penting. Ia adalah hari penghulu segala hari. Hari... dah aku ingat. Right, sudah. Sudah tertinggal. Sunyi. Alright, so I'm not going to show you the slide. I'm just going to show you the thing directly. So the first one, so stop share screen. Let me make myself spotlight. So the first one is test tube. This is how a test tube look like. And this one is a boiling tube. So one is used for mixing chemical. The other one is used for boiling chemical. So look at the sizes. So both of them have opening. Google it, because if you Google, the answer is not correct. So I've shown you that one already, and I'm going to show you the diagram next. Okay, kenapa Aidan? You're raising your hand? Still. Boiling tube and test tube. So these two diagrams. So try to draw it. I'll give you around 2 minutes to try to draw it. The difference between the two is the size only. So one side I'll show you my picture. And once so try to think how you should draw this one. So far, no one got it. Two minutes. Jangan di Google, jangan refer textbook. This is what you call observation. As scientists, you need to learn to observe and try to make your own scientific investigation. So the drawing cuma nak lukis. Okay.
Done.
Next one. Yes. If you want me to show again, just tell me. I'm gonna show you the stuff. How do I only draw? Yes, you only draw, nothing else. So just draw, no need to write down anything. Second one is beaker. So beaker is this one. So beaker, we usually put chemical in it, and we can mix chemical here, or we can just put chemical and measure it. There are many different sizes of beaker. So this one is the small one, and this one is the bigger one. Same function, and this is the shape of the beaker. So try to draw it. So I'll show you the small one saja supaya senang. So cuma ni. Dapatnya ada nombor. Ya tulis nombor itu 150, 150, and 10. Like that. So that's a beaker. And on top you have this. The lines, no need. No need to draw this one for beaker. Okay, but if you think as a scientist it's necessary, you can leave the line, you can decide. I will only tell you the correct one nanti, and I'll show you the marks that you will get. Okay, this is bigger. I think I need to have a paper aspect. Yeah. This one is good enough, so like that. A beaker. Okay, next one. Next one. I'll give you 1 minute to continue drawing the beaker or the test tube or the boiling tube just now. So boiling tube, test tube. Beaker, boiling tube, test tube. Next one is measuring cylinder. So measuring cylinder is thinner and longer than a beaker. So it's like this. So we use measuring cylinder to measure liquid. If I compare it to a beaker, I'll take a beaker. If this is a beaker, this is a measuring cylinder. Okay. And like I said, this one is to measure volume of liquid, and you will be able to see all the lines there. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And at the very top, you also have the tip for the liquid to flow. Okay, so that's a measuring cylinder. And at the bottom, you have the feet for it to stand. For example, takut saya tergugur. Ada space. Okay. My knee. So this is the feet. This is the floor. For
Can I see
example.
the beaker?
Apa?
The
This is
beaker.
the measuring. Okay, I'll take it. Sekejap. So this one is the measuring cylinder. That is the step. So for the beaker, this one.
Wait, Diego, what about the boiling tube?
Boiling tube. This one. In comparison to a test tube, it's small. It's way bigger. Boiling tube, test tube.
Okay, thank you, Diego.
No worries. Okay, the special thing you can see in the drawing as well. Test tube. The boiling the measuring cylinder have lines, so that line is important. Measuring cylinder. Okay, next one. Oh, okay. Next one, we have the conical flask. So conical flask is the one that I used to mix chemical last time when I did the experiment. So this is conical flask. There's special shape towards it. Yep. So that is the shape of conical flask. It's slightly like a cone. On the very top, it's open as well. At the very bottom, it's white. There's line, but you don't have to draw the line because it's usually we use to mix chemical, not to measure. If you want me to turn it around, just tell me, I'll tell you. Or if you want to see the previous one, just tell me as well. I can show you. Okay. And we hold it like this and we carry it. Bigang leher niya. Okay, conical flask. Used to mix chemicals. And usually when we mix chemical in conical flask, we don't do this because sometimes we might drop it. So what we use is a glass rod. So glass rod is basically just a glass from the top till the end. And we use them to stir. So if there's chemical inside, we just stir them using the glass rod. So how to draw glass rod? Think. Just this glass rod, glass stick. Not all glass rod have this shape. Most of the time, just a normal cylinder. Okay, that's a glass rod. Which one is the top? This one. This one I guess you can use to stir, but like I said, it can be just like this. These two part at the top and the end is not important. Usually they don't have this. It's just a design. Does a beaker have handle? Let's have a look and you decide. So this is a beaker. Just gonna hold it with my hand like that, and you decide whether it have a handle or not. Okay. No, jangan digitaw. Biar salah. Okay, next one. Let's proceed. So glass rod already just now. Filter funnel. So the one in your book, the diagram is for a plastic one. So this is the glass filter funnel. Okay, so glass rod is this one, a stick. If I put a white background, you can see it's just a normal stick. Okay. And filter funnel is this one. It can also be used to make coffee, but pay attention to the shape. At the very end of it, it's not even. So like that. So pay attention and then start on the top. It's like that. And there is a hole from the top till the bottom. So this is used to transfer liquid from one location to another. For example, we can put the filter funnel on the conical flask like that. So we can put liquid in here and it will go without spilling it anywhere. Okay, so that's filter funnel. Okay. Glass rod. Mau glass rod lagi. This one is very fragile. So if you're not careful, we can easily break this. Glass rod.
Evaporation dish.
Laju jua. Okay, next one is evaporating dish. It's this one. So evaporating dish is used for heating. So if you look at the bottom, hitam, pasal, we use it to heat. So it's curve shape like that. So that's the shape of evaporating dish. Inside of it is empty. That's it. Pusing, pusing, pusing. And that's it. Evaporating dish. Nampak tu kalau ya. Okay. Done. There's two more. Yeah, two more, which is combined into one. The last one is wire gauze and tripod stand. So these two work together. So tripod stand, you just put it, usually you just put it on the table like this one. Dia cukup space tempat saya ini. Bismillah. Okay, so and then this one will be on top. And you're gonna put fire at the bottom, a Bunsen burner at the bottom, like that one. And on top of it, there will be chemicals for you to heat. Okay, so that's how it works. So this one is wire gauze. This one tripod stand. Okay, wire gauze tripod stand. So in your book, cuma tu the wire gauze. Okay. This one we have Tepex to spread the heat less strongly. Like this one is broken already, so it's too hot. Okay. So that's it. If you want me to go back to any of the apparatus, please tell me. If you're done, take picture of your drawing and send it to chat. So send your drawing to here. Let me write down. Sekejap, Pak. Sekejap, Pak. And your drawing here. All of it, all 10 one go. And I'll tell you your mark. Send your drawing here.
Chigu, what's the wire gauze?
What's what?
The wire gauze.
This one.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
No worries. Ada soalan tadi. Chat. Teacher, I have no space for wire gauze. You can draw it next to one another. This one. You can draw it on top of the tripod stand. One set. Okay. Or if you want to, you can draw it side by side like that as well. Okay. Okay. We only have 1 minute left. So complete your drawing. And once you completed your drawing, send it to arah chat. Lepas tu, I will tell you your marks later on. So don't Google it. How does the wire gauze look like? This one.
Chigu,
Literally wire in square shape. Apa?
Chigu, our homework is reading the science textbook from 28 to 31.
Correct. 28 until 30. And this one, the assignment, if you haven't done it.
I already done it.
Okay, good, Kashful. So if you're done, you may leave. If you have any question, if you want me to show any of this again, please tell me. But before you leave, let's recite Surah Wal-Asr. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Listen,
Apa?
where do I send it?
Take picture of it. And if when you go to your teams, did I go to general channel, guys? Science channel. I think I wrote our conversation. Nina, send your drawing here in one of the conversation there. So you just take picture and reply there. Okay, here. All right, let's just reset while us. Silakan prepare semang Jumat juga. Bismillah. You want to send privately? Okay, sure. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wal as. Innal insana lafil khus illa allazina amanu wa amilus solihat tawasaw bil haqqi wa tawasaw bis sabr. Subhanallah azim. All right, see you guys next week again. Take care. Yang lelaki jangan lupa semang Jumat. Yang perempuan semang Zuhur. Bye bye. Assalamualaikum. Take care.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bye. Take care.